3, 2, 1, go. One, go.
Hello and welcome back everyone. After making a video on Wipeout on the PlayStation, it brought back good memories of some good times in my life from the same period. And it also brought back a lot of memories of why I didn't really like Wipeout. It wasn't a bad game or anything, it was just a game I found a little clumsy control wise. But over the years, I had heard good things about the sequels from plenty of people, but to be honest, my unfulfilling experience of Wipeout just soured any desire to play any of its sequels. But after 30 or so years, I have decided to put aside past prejudices and see if everyone was right. Are the Wipeout sequels better than the original? And this is how I now find myself making a video on Wipeout 2097. And even after 5 minutes of play, I can say beyond all doubt that many of the irksome issues I had with the original are now resolved, such as the craft no longer coming to a complete standstill after a collision, and the craft control being that bit more forgiving. And those two small differences alone make this a far better game to play, in my opinion. So yes, the game is better. But it's not a massive leap forward either. It's more of the same, but with improved controls.
Missile. Mine.
1, go.
When comparing it to the original, I think a massive part of the improvement is to do with the layouts of the tracks. The original ones had tracks with loads of hills and steep declines, and jumps with plenty of tight track layouts and tight corners. This one has these tracks that seem more flowy, more like a proper racing circuit, and I found this to be a more enjoyable playing experience over the original. The difficulty curve as well is another more forgiving change. It feels like in Wipeout 2097 you never quite feel out of the race. Like somehow, no matter how far you are down the grid, you can still pull out a podium finish. And again, that makes it more playable over the original. The visuals as well have seen improvements in some areas. The clipping, for example, is still present, but It seems a little less in your face this time, and the settings for the tracks vary quite a lot, and so you get a good mix of cold and tropical type settings that each bring their own colour scheme. The presentation of the game still has that futuristic look and feel to it, which fit in so well in the mid-90s as an entire generation of gamers were on the cusp of heralding in the millennium, and this game looked like something that we would all be seeing in 10 or 15 years time, and obviously it didn't quite work out like that. The original was famous for having a great soundtrack, and this game follows on from that, except for one major addition. The Prodigy allowed for their Firestarter track to be used in this game. So after turning down an invite for the original, the band or label must have seen the cultural impact the game had on the dance scene in Europe in the mid-90s, and so this time they didn't want to miss out. And I have to say, as a person who has seen the Prodigy in concert more times than I care to remember, it felt awesome playing this game to one of their tracks. It's like a partnership that was always meant to work. The other tunes in the game are all brilliant as well, and I don't have a negative word to say about any of them at all.
One. Go.
As I had never bothered with this game before, I did not know what to expect, but I have to admit to being pleasantly surprised. For a novice to the game, it's challenging and addictive, even if there are only a small handful of tracks. But the game does present opportunities for replaying, as when you get better and win all the races, you can progress to the other classes of crafts, and the speed of the game ramps up, and once you master them all, the speed of the game is something that just blows your mind and rips your eyes right from their sockets. And it just looks absolutely amazing. And when you couple in the great soundtrack, it's a total assault on the senses again. And it kind of transports you back to the heady days of the mid-90s. The rave music, the clubs, the neon flashing strobes. And just like the original, this is a game of an era, and at that time in my life, that was a great era to be involved in. Even though I never played this game when it got released, the atmosphere of the game somehow transports me back to the mid-90s, and I start to remember all those crazy weekends, the parties, the nightclubs, the festivals. Life for me at that time was just one big long party, broken up by the monotony of working 3 12-hour shifts a week. And I didn't have a care or worry in the world. I was free, and all I did was party, get drunk, and have a good time. And I do miss those days, as growing old really does suck. But anyway, back to the game. And even with all the improvements over the original, is this a game I now struggle to put down? Well, not really. But yeah, it's easily better than the original. Yes, it's made several improvements, But for me, there are better racing games on the PlayStation. But for a game that makes me nostalgic for a certain era in my life, it somehow becomes an essential item for recreating that mid-90s atmosphere, and I will come back to it from time to time for that reason alone. And after saying all that, I would recommend you give it a go. It's better than the original for sure. And that was my look at Wipeout 2097. If you like this video, then please do all the usual like, comment and subscribe malarkey. And a massive thank you to everyone who has done so already. It really is appreciated. And that's all from me folks. Thanks for watching.